Hello everyone. Well, what an extraordinary year it's been. Thinking back to this time last year, we were looking forward to celebrating our amazing anniversaries. 21 years of this wonderful building here at St Julia's, and of course 40 years of hospice care at Mount Edgecombe Hospice. And then we're struck by a pandemic, the like of which hasn't been seen since Spanish flu in the early 1900s. I'd just like to reflect on that for a moment and pay tribute to all of you and the amazing way in which everyone came together to help us get through the worst of this. Now, it's not over yet, but we can see light at the end of the tunnel, and let's hope the vaccine provides us with some respite from this awful virus. I'm immensely proud of how everyone across the organisation worked together to keep our 20 beds open throughout for our patients, but also in our income generation teams, having to manage the difficulty of closing our shops, having to put our events online and go virtual. That has been amazing, and it's been incredibly successful for us within the constraints of what we could do. You've all done a great job, and I thank you for that, and I'm so proud of you all. So it just remains for me to wish you a very merry and peaceful Christmas, and here's to a happier new year. Thank you.
What a year 2020 has been, and I would just like to say that I'm delighted to be getting to the end of it, and actually looking forward now with thoughts of 2021 as to how we can kind of keep our organisation moving with regards to being safe. It's been quite a year. Staff have been absolutely fantastic. They've risen to the pandemic challenge greatly. It's been a really difficult time for all of us. We're all learning at the same time, but actually what's been hugely inspiring to see from all staff is actually that kind of resilience, really, with the uncertainty of what's happening at work, the uncertainty of what's happening at home, and we're here at Christmas 2020, and actually with vaccines and testing on the horizon, and a different way to start 2021, which I think is a really positive way to end the year. I've been really impressed by how people have changed their ways of working. It's a very different time. We've embraced Teams and the internet and social media like I never thought we would. We've got e-prescribing on the horizon, which again is something which has taken a long while to come into being, but actually I really feel as if we're kind of pushing our boundaries a little bit now for the benefit of our patients, which is huge. So Christmas 2020 will look very different in the organisation this year. There won't be the usual tinsel and trees around that we've seen before, but actually what I do know is that everybody will try their hardest to make it special, as they always do. So you can see the fantastic creative decorations behind me. We're looking at creative disposable masks for staff to actually give a bit of Christmas cheer on the Christmas week. And also our wards will be decorated in a different way, but in a safe way. And that's thanks to everybody who's been looking for window decorations and ways to make it special, because actually the patients are absolutely always at the heart of what we do. So everything that we do, we need to make sure that actually it works for them and for their families, because we do only have that one chance to get it right, and it's really important that we all pull together and make that as right as we can. So I'd like to finish with a really big thank you all very much for your hard work and your resilience over the last year, and I'd love to wish you all a very Merry Christmas at home with your families.
So here we are in Daniels Lane, and as you can see, absolutely no expense has been spared on the elaborate Christmas decorations that we have put up here. Wonderful. This is the heart of the fundraising operation of Cornwall Hospice Care, and we've been particularly hard hit by the pandemic over in these parts. I monitor the results that we have very carefully, as you'd expect as Finance Director, and the impact of COVID on this financial year, so through to the end of next March, is currently estimated at about £4 million. So it has been tough. The shops have been closed for about 20 weeks on average, maybe a bit longer for some, and fundraising activities have been curtailed hugely. We've had to do things very differently in the fundraising space. What has impressed me over the time that we've been through these difficult times has been the adaptability of our staff. We've responded incredibly well to these challenges. So in fundraising, we've made our events virtual. We can't do things where people gather in numbers, so we've done it differently. I really enjoyed doing the Saints Wear, and I wear my medal with pride at all times. The marathon was extremely popular. We were one of the first charities in the country, as far as I'm aware, to put on such an event as the marathon virtually, and it was incredibly well supported. People really got behind it, and it was a tremendous success. Retail has had to adapt hugely. We've talked a lot about the donation stations. We've got 3 of those now, with a 4th one to come back to us in January when we open up at our new place in Truro. We thought there would be an initial degree of enthusiasm for donation centres, which we expected to peter out by August. I'm told that the record number of cars in a single day has now reached 200, which is absolutely tremendous. The staff here have really risen to that challenge. Although it's been a tough year financially, we are recovering well. The government support that we're able to access is covering a lot of the gap, and I'm confident that we're going to exit the year in a very strong financial position. We are a strong, financially viable organisation, and I don't see that changing as a result of this pandemic. So it just remains for me to say thank you to all of our wonderful staff and volunteers. Have a fabulous Christmas. We are taking some time out at Daniel's Lane and we're closing things down, so enjoy the time that you have with your families, and let's come back newly invigorated in the new year and have a fantastic last quarter of the year. Thank you and Merry Christmas.